Hi everyone, Aidan here with etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Thule Motion 3 Roof Box, and we're going to see how it fits on the top of our 2023 Subaru Outback. Now this is going to be one of their low profile boxes and of their extra large size, giving you 18 cubic feet of storage space. If you're looking to absolutely max out on what your Outback can handle in terms of size for a roof box, this is a pretty good place to start. Let's check it out. But the reason I say that is because you're cutting it really close with this box on your hatch clearance. This is about as far forward as we can push it, and we've got just enough room between the closest point and back of the box to have no contact. So if you're looking to carry up to 215 centimeter skis or just in general longer cargo, this is a good way to do it and keep it protected and covered, but not have to sacrifice features of your vehicle like your hatch. And because you're maxing out the space on your bars, I think it actually gives a really nice look because it feels like it belongs on the Outback. Side to side, it occupies the width of your factory crossbars really well, and the clamps hold on to those smaller factory bars really well too. It makes it also really easy to reach from both sides, but the one thing I'll say is that because we have it pushed so far forward, there's a bit more overhang on the nose of the box. Nothing where you're going to see it from the driver's seat even a little bit, but if you've got a sunroof, that's definitely going to be blocked, and that does probably mean that with it shifted a little bit further forward, you want to load your cargo more towards the center of the carrier and the rear, and not put too much weight in the nose of it because it would be a little off-centered then. But to open this up, you can do this from either side. Just pop your key in, it includes two, unlock, and squeeze the latch to open that lid. There's a handle up top that you can use to operate this, and just gotta give it a little bit of a push, and the hinges will open it up and leave it open for you so you can access that 18 cubic feet of storage space on the inside. And here's a better look at that interior space. You've got a lot of room to work with. Although it's not the tallest box in the world, it's going to lend itself really well to skis, snowboards, and other elongated items. You've got these lowered sections with ridges where your skis and snowboards would sit on the taller sections, and any snow that melted off, that would drain onto these lower sections where we could dry it up and clean it up later, but keep our gear elevated out of it. Throughout, you'll see these tie-down rings, and the box does include 3 cam buckle straps for them so you can tie your gear up and keep it from shifting around too much. And for the clamps, those are going to be pretty low profile, 4 in total, and have this hand knob with a rubber grip around the outside, so they're really easy to operate and adapt to the crossbar spread on your Outback. Plus, they've got a torque tool so you know when they're fully tightened and it's safe to drive. That gray strap on the lid is to help close the lid because it's just a little bit out of reach for it to be comfortable for me. It brings that handle back down to the ground where I can reach it a bit easier. We can line the lid up and push down to get it to fully latch. Now because it's such a long box, you might find that using 2 hands to latch so you pull the lid evenly just helps a little bit more. But the release mechanism there will have a red indicator that's present when it's unlatched and goes away when it's properly closed. You also can tell by just seeing if you can turn the key to the lock position and remove it. If you can't remove it, it means you're not latched properly. So there's that safety mechanism built in there too. The box will add 13.5 inches to the top of your crossbars. Although it's still pretty low, I'd still say to watch out for things like your garage at home or other low clearance situations because any height added to your roof now creates a potential obstacle that you can hit and run into, and you definitely don't want to hit the box. You want to keep it in good condition. And as far as the weight capacity goes, you can hold 165 pounds. But with that, you want to keep in mind your roof rack, especially if you are running with the factory bars. That will likely be your limiting factor because factory bars typically don't have as good of weight capacities available for them, and the box itself is just a little bit heavy on its own, and you want to take the weight of the box away, just going by the lowest rated component in your roof setup and making sure you don't overload it. But if you find yourself needing just a little bit of extra capacity, you may find it by upgrading to an aftermarket roof rack. Yakima makes a kit that actually drops into your factory mounts for your Subaru Outback. So if you need that, you can find that here at eTrailer if you need that upgrade to be able to comfortably run a larger box like this. So overall, I think the Thule Motion 3 is a really solid box, and I really like the fit on the top of our 23 Outback here, but I think the one downside I could see is that it's just a bit too large. You know, yes, it fits. You've got the hatch clearance, but you don't have a ton of room for front to back movement, and the nose is a little bit overhanging more than the back end of the box is. So I could see maybe just wanting to center it up with your crossbars a bit more, or maybe just not have such a large box you have to store when it's not in use, because if you're not leaving it on your roof full time, it's probably living in your garage at home, and a box this large will take up a lot of space. In that case, I'd recommend something like the Inno Wedge 660. It's going to be another low profile option, but just not near as big. One thing to know is it's not as premium an option as the Thule is here, so some of the features like the latch might not be as nice, but I still think it's a pretty comparable box. You know, they're both going to be ABS plastic construction. They're both going to have a glossy finish. So on the whole, they're going to be very similar. It just comes down to the little things. Do you need the extra space that the Thule here provides? Do you want that really nice clamp and latch mechanism? If you do, then I think that this Thule box is going to be the right fit for you, and it's going to be a good fit on top of the 2023 Subaru Outback. I'm Aidan, and thanks for watching.